Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? I just looked at the clock before I came out here, and it is currently 7:47 p.m. on this very still January night. I thought it was supposed to be colder today, but it hasn't been. It's been in the 40s, and it really hasn't been that cold at all. And it's very, very still outside tonight. It's like you can hear the leaves falling from the trees, of which there are no leaves, I guess, on the trees anymore. But if there were, you would be able to hear them falling. So it's very silent and still outside tonight, and I kind of like it. Tomorrow, I looked at the weather, and it's supposed to drop into the 20s, so it's going to be like 20 degrees colder tomorrow. Yeah, I didn't really do a whole lot, so I don't have tons to talk about today. Alex went to his birthday party thing it was for his girlfriend's boyfriend, and she ended up getting like 3 lanes at Top Golf, that Top Golf place. And so it was like a bunch of girls, and they had fun, and some of them golfed. Alex didn't golf, and she had the thing catered, and so they had like chicken fingers and sliders and stuff like that. He was only gone for like an hour and a half. He wasn't even really gone that long. So when he came home, he was like, do you want to go to the grocery store? Because I had told him that I wanted to go to the grocery store and get a bunch of groceries for this week, because I'm going to try and start eating healthier starting this week. I did this haul over on my Peter Does Stuff channel today of things that I bought at the grocery store, which I already know that people are going to be, because I bought like these, you know, processed pre-made meals that you throw in the microwave, and I already know people are going to be like, Peter, those lean cuisine alikes, because they're like all kind of like those, they're not lean cuisine the brand, but they look similar to that. They're going to be like, oh, they're so unhealthy for you, but they're a step up, okay, towards my goal of eating healthier versus all of the other crap that I eat. So it's baby steps. It's one step at a time that I'm trying to eat healthier. And I got fruit for the morning, and I got some V8 juice, low sodium, and I'm just trying to take like baby steps in eating healthier and things like that. And you know, if I can replace week by week things that I'm eating with trying to eat healthier. And tomorrow I'm also going to start the athletic greens. A lot of people have asked me to do like a review of the athletic greens, but I didn't want to do a review until I had, you know, really tried it so I think I'm going to try it for like a week and then let people know. So next week sometime I'll probably be doing a review of the athletic greens. As far as their customer service, I have to tell you, they're like fantastic, because the one that I ordered like 60 days worth of it, because I was like, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to make like a consistent commitment. I'm going to make a commitment to doing it for at least 2 months, because then I want to see if like I really do feel differently. And so you got like 2 of these like in pouches. I was going to say envelopes, but you get like 2 pouches, and then you get some other stuff with it, and then you were supposed to get like a shaker bottle that you like shake it. This is going to go in and out of focus tonight, so I apologize in advance for that. Whenever I sit out here, it always goes in and out of focus. But you get like a shaker bottle that you like just put the scoop in and fill it up with water, and then it's like, you know, you can take it and go. And then you get like a container to put the powder in, so you can just leave that container like out. It's like this green container. Well, when I got mine, I got the 2 packets and some of the other stuff, but I didn't get a shaker. And so like I contacted them, I emailed their customer service, and I said, hey, like I didn't get this shaker and whatever. They emailed me like right away. I was so surprised about it. And they were like, and it was like a personal email too. It wasn't like a template email response. And they were like, well, we're so sorry that you didn't get your shaker and whatever. And we'll send one out right away. And they ended up like, I ended up getting like, I don't know, a couple of them total. They must have sent out like 2 separate packages and didn't know that they were doing that. So that was really nice. And then they even like emailed me back, and they were like, we just wanted to make sure that you got them and that you're happy with your order and all this kind of stuff. I was like, this is unbelievable. Like, I'm blown away by the customer service, which I will say, I've also talked about the fact that I ordered through Team C's. So I don't know if I've talked about this on here or if I talked about it in my drama channel video, but Mr. Beast, he did this philanthropic thing called Team Trees. And when I ordered the hoodie, I believe the way that it was like if you ordered a t-shirt, like the proceeds went to like planting so many trees. If you ordered a hoodie, that went to planting so many trees, or you could just donate money. I don't remember. It's different on their website now. But I bought this hoodie, and it's one of the softest hoodies I've ever had. I love this hoodie, right? Well, when I saw that he had an organization called Team Seas that he had partnered to do this philanthropic work about cleaning up the oceans, I was like, oh wow, like I really believe in that. Like that's something I really believe in. And so I got on the website and, you know, was looking at like donating money and how you do that. And then I was looking at like buying a hoodie. And so I bought a hoodie. Well, I bought the hoodie in November, and like all this time had gone by and I never got the hoodie. And so I reached out to them through email and I was like, hey, like I ordered this hoodie on such and such date and I never, you know, got the hoodie and whatever. Never heard back from them, right? So I don't know how much longer, it was like a week or something like that. I emailed them again, and because it said like on the response, I think it said like you get a response within 48 hours or something like, or give us 48 to 72 hours or something like that. Well, within that time, like I never heard from them, and it had been like a week and I still hadn't heard from them. So I emailed, because the hoodie was expensive. It was like a $70 hoodie or something like that. $60 or $70 hoodie. So I emailed them again and I said, hey, like, I still haven't heard from you. Like, you know, I just am wondering what's going on with the hoodie and things like that. Still didn't hear from them, right? And at that point, I had talked about it in a video, which I'm sure, I mean, like, you know, I mean, it's not like my videos compared to Mr. Beast's videos are getting a lot of traction. So it had nothing to do with that. But in a video, I said something about it. And I was like, you know, if I were in a drama video talking about any other influencer who their customer service sucked, like, so I'm not gonna, you know, give Mr. Beast a break when it's been almost 2 months and I haven't received any merchandise and that I ordered, you know, and not only that, but like no follow-up email, nobody saying anything like, you know, like, I'm really sorry this has happened and whatever. So when I sent the third email, it was like 4 or 5 days later that I finally got an email from support, and they said, you have to contact this other email. So then I sent another email, and I said, in the email I said something about like, the same thing I had said on all the other, you know, emails was I had ordered this sweatshirt on such and such day. I think it was 11/15, 11/14, something like that. And I still haven't received the hoodie. And I just want to know what's going on, blah, 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 blah. And I even said in there, I was like, I don't really care if I get the hoodie, but I just want to make sure that the money is like, you know, going to philanthropic donations and things like that. And so then they emailed me back and they said, it was the weirdest thing. Like I got this email and the email said something about, it was like referencing one of the first emails, and it said something like, we're really sorry that nobody responded to your email. But they didn't say anything about the hoodie. And I was like, at that point, I just was kind of like, I'm letting this go. Like, it is what it is, but I'm not going to order another hoodie from them, you know? Like, I've learned my lesson. It is what it is, right? And then, like 2 days later, like I noticed on the doorstep there was this bag, and the bag was all ripped open, and inside of it was this hoodie that was, and I knew immediately it was this Team C's hoodie. This hoodie was coming out of it, and I was like, this is crazy to me, like that people are donating, and I don't know, maybe I'm the only one that's had that experience, but I was like, this bag is all ripped. It's like, you can see the hoodies coming out of it. I mean, it was just like, did it get lost? I mean, maybe it got lost somewhere. I don't know. But it seemed very suspect to me that I literally got this hoodie, I mean, 2 to 3 days after the last email that I got. And then I finally got the hoodie, you know? So I did finally get the hoodie, but that was after like 4 complaints. So yeah, that was interesting to me. People ask me a lot about the Birdie Buddy thing, which I am going to do a full review on. I did actually finally get the Birdie Buddy thing. It was not, they did not send it when they said they were going to send it. And actually another company had reached out to me first, because in my review of it, I talked about, like this other company that you could buy it on Amazon. And so I like said, you know, whatever about this company, and that company like reached out to me immediately, and they're like, can we send you one of ours and you can do like a review of it on whatever. And I said, yeah. And my goal at that time was I was going to wait until I got the Birdie Buddy, and then I was going to compare the two. And they literally sent me one. I mean, within 2 days, I got that bird, whatever it is, that was on Amazon. Like, they turned around and sent it to me within 2 days. The Birdie Buddy, I got, I think it was like 4 to 6 weeks later. And so both of them are sitting next to each other. And at that point, it was kind of like, it was getting cold outside. And I was like, I don't want to be like outside on the back patio with a nail doing all this kind of stuff and whatever. So I am going to do a full review of that, and I'll tell the whole story and when they got it for me and all that kind of stuff. But I did get my Birdie Buddy. I want people to know that. And I sent them an email, and I thanked them, and I said thank you for, you know, finally sending this to me and whatever. And I got some other, what's interesting about it is though, that I used to get all of these like updates and stuff about it. Like, I have since stopped getting those updates. I don't know why. But I thank them for sending it to me. And like the last response I got from them was that they said something about like, and it made sense. I mean, I was like, the thing is that I get a lot of people that comment on that video, even to this day, that are like, you know, like, you have to understand it's a Kickstarter and whatever. And, like, I give a lot of grace to companies that say one thing and do something else. Like, I'm not a big complainer about that stuff. I'm not somebody that sends my food back in a restaurant and things like, I'm just not, you know what I mean? And so, like, I had given Birdie Buddy a lot of grace. Like, I had spent a lot of money, and it had been a long time. When you go on their reviews, when you go on all of their stuff, like, there are so many people that are like, we have waited a really, really long time. And the thing was, when I first ordered it, the order, I said a certain amount of time. Like, it didn't just say that it was gonna be like, you're gonna have to wait like a year and a half. Like, I mean, it said within like 6 months. And then what started happening was, in all these email updates, they would give all these excuses. They would say, well, we're behind on this. Well, we're behind on that. Well, we're behind on this. What was interesting to me, okay, and they were winning all these awards and things like that. So they would win all these technology awards, which they would put on their website, that would show that they had all this advanced technology. What I didn't understand is, with all of these people that had backed it financially, with all these awards that they had won technology-wise, why were they still doing all of this research into the final product when the final product had already won these awards? It just didn't make any sense to me, unless they just weren't sending out a lot of these products. A lot of people were sending those products out, or a lot of people were saying that they had, to this, you know, hadn't received their products. And to this day, there are still people that are commenting on their Facebook, their Instagram, and places like that, that are saying that they still haven't received their products, and it's been a year and a half, 2 years, right? And when there were other very similar products out there, almost identical to the Bird Buddy, it didn't make any sense at all. Now, I will tell you what's interesting is, my cousin Caroline, she found my review, and she said that one of her friends bought one, and they finally got it. She said it was like a long time, but they finally got it. And she said that they actually enjoyed it, and so she was thinking about getting one, right? And I was like, well, I said, you know, I don't know how long you'll have to wait, but if you want to buy one, that's on you, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to discourage people from buying it. Maybe my experience was different from theirs. I can only share my experience. Do I think that me getting in a video and talking about it negatively might have had something to do with them pushing through and sending me one? I mean, maybe. I don't know. You know, it was, I wonder sometimes about that, right? But then I've had a lot of people that I've known that have said, oh yeah, I bought one of those and it's total crap. Like, it worked for like 2 days and then it never worked again. So I don't know. There's a lot of mixed reviews out of there from people that have it. You know, when you go to their website, there's also those people that are like, I got it and it's the greatest thing in the entire world. I absolutely love it and whatever. I just didn't want to, first of all, in the hype of me talking about it, I didn't want to get up on video and like throw it up on the wall and be like, yeah, this is what I think and all this kind of stuff. Like, I wanted to be really fair to it. So, because, I mean, I had done the review talking about, or I had done the video talking about that their customer service sucked. And I stand by that. I mean, like, it was a really long time and they really weren't giving good answers as to why. And when you tried to contact them about your order, like, there really wasn't a good response to that. So, you know, in the emails, like I read in the video and things like that, like, I mean, I stand behind everything that I said, you know? So I will be, when it starts getting a little bit warmer outside, I'm going to be doing a review of both of those, and I will be comparing them together and see which one is better, you know, and what I think of both of those. And actually, I think that will make a better, you know, video in the long run. But, you know, a lot of people wanted to excuse it and say, well, it's a Kickstarter, it's a Kickstarter, it's a Kickstarter, Kickstarter. I've ordered other things from Kickstarters before that will say, like, you know, our timeline on this is such and such. And it hasn't been a problem. I've ordered other things from Kickstarters where they'll say, we've had to extend this another 2 to 6 months because we just can't get the product together in time. And that's fine, but like within 2 to 6 months, they follow up, and then 2 to 6 months, they release the product. You know what I mean? It's not this ongoing thing where every month they start releasing updates and they're like, or they continue to release these updates, and then the updates just kind of become their thing that they do. I don't know. The Bird Buddy thing, it just, it's like when you Google like Bird Buddy and scam or Bird Buddy reviews, I mean, it's massive, you guys. Like, so I don't know what's behind it. I'm very confused by the whole thing of all of it, but you know, the proof is in the pudding, and we will see if it works. But yeah, so I can't remember when I finally got it. I was supposed to get it like the first week of November, and that was not the case. I got it like much later than that. So, and at the time that I got it, it was like cold outside, and I was like, I don't want to do this outside right now. I want to do it like, you know, when it's like spring weather and that. And that was like why I had bought it too, was when I was feeding the birds outside in the spring and things like that. That was why I wanted it. So when it starts getting warmer, I will do the reviews on both of those. And I'll be completely 100% honest and forthright. I saved all those emails and, you know, the exchanges after the fact when I thanked them for sending it to me. And, you know, and I think they sent me a, no, I'm almost positive they sent me a response when I emailed them. And so, yeah, I'll put that video up. So, but a lot of people have asked me about that. So anyway, that's that. What else? So today, got up, and Alex took me to the grocery store, went to Fresh Time, and got a bunch of stuff, which I did a Fresh Time haul over on my Peter Does Stuff channel, so you can go over there and check that out. And then, let's see, and then afterwards we went to Starbucks, and I think I already said that, didn't I? Got my venti brown sugar oat milk shake and espresso. I don't go to Starbucks very much anymore, you know? And it's interesting because, well, this is so funny. I can remember years ago, God, I mean, this was like years ago. And it was when I was like working on paying off debt. And, you know, I've talked on here before about snowballing debt and really like what are your needs and what are your wants and things like that. And I remember talking to my sponsor at the time about this. This is my sponsor that passed away last year. My sponsor that I had for like the majority of my sobriety. And I remember saying to him one time something about, I mean, I literally was, I can see myself. I was like standing outside this meeting with him. And we were talking, and I had this, you know, Starbucks in my hand. And I said something to him about, I don't remember exactly how this conversation went, but because I think I've talked about this on here before. But I said something about, you know, like saving money and whatever. And he said, why don't you just start making coffee at home? And I go, what? And he goes, well, you might start saving money if you make coffee at home instead of going through Starbucks every single day. Like, you always have a cup of, you know, Starbucks in your hand. And I was like, like, not go to Starbucks? Like, I can't even imagine, you know? And, you know, for 2 years or whatever in a row, 3 years, I did those Starbucks reviews when I would do the secret menu review drinks. Those drinks, those secret menu review drinks were sometimes like $9, $10, $11, you know? This one today was like $6 something. It was like $6.56 or something like that for this drink. That's a venti drink that, I mean, yes, I'm going to drink it over the course of a couple hours, but I also bought at Fresh Time, I don't know how much they are, but they used to be like $4.99, these 2 huge bottles of the iced coffee from Starbucks. And I can get like, and if I put ice in a cup like this, I can get like 4 or 5 glasses. I mean, so you're saving so much money. And I think about that now and I think, God, it's like, I spent so much money going to Starbucks through the years, you know, and now I see it as like this special treat. Like we were going to the grocery store and I said, do you mind going to Starbucks? And Alex was like, no, babe, not at all, you know? And so I went to Starbucks and, you know, Tanya and I go to Starbucks like before we go to our meeting on Tuesdays, if I get there early enough. But other than that, like I really don't go. Sometimes Caroline and I will go, but in the summer we did more. But I don't go as much as I did. And what's so funny is now I really noticed the price of it. But when I was going through there like every day, it almost became kind of like this desired necessity, so to speak. Like it's so bizarre. I don't know. Like it wasn't a necessity, obviously, but there was just, it was something about going through Starbucks and getting a coffee and a cup. I mean, I just enjoyed all of that. You know, even gas station coffee is expensive these days. But, so yeah. And I think like now I enjoy making coffee so much more at home. I mean, I use my Keurig so much. It was so nice that Lucy got us that new Keurig. I mean, I have used it so much, the new one. And so this week I'm going to start using it to make like iced coffee. And I also have this iced coffee maker that like is sitting on our counter that I used, you know, a couple times and then I didn't use it. So I'm going to try that one too. And use the things that I have around the house, you know. But yeah, so, it's crazy to me how expensive, like, Starbucks is. My friend Valerie and I were talking about it tonight, because I was telling her about going to the grocery store and whatever, and she's like, it's just so much cheaper to, like, well, she cooks a lot, like, especially, like, when she's staying with her boyfriend, like, they'll cook, like, she'll make a meatloaf or, like, a pork loin or something like that, you know? But, I mean, she's a real good cook. When she's at home, she'll make, like, a cheeseburger and just not eat it with a bun, and she'll have, like, you know, a side of vegetables or something. She's pretty healthy. You know, she was saying, like, you know, when you eat at home, you, like, save so much money, especially in today's economy. And it's true. Like, I was noticing at the grocery store today, like, I bought some, like, mango slices, like, some fruit. Oh, my God. I didn't realize it because I don't go to the grocery store that often, and everybody's talking about how expensive groceries are, and so I didn't really realize it. But groceries are really super expensive right now, you know? I mean, like, I cannot even imagine. For you guys out there that have kids that are, you know, eating breakfast in the morning and you have to pack them lunches for school and then they eat dinner at night and plus snacks and juice boxes and things like that, I can't even imagine. I mean, honest to God, I can't even imagine. You know, Tanya, for Tanya and her husband and whatever, you know, she goes to the grocery store once a week and she spends, you know, $200-300. Well, I mean, over the course of a month, my God, that's $1,200, you know? If you're a family and you've got kids and stuff, I can't even imagine what you guys spend. I mean, it's unbelievable to me. I really feel for you guys. I do, you know? Like today when I was at the grocery store, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna buy what I need. And so I bought 2 things of coffee, because I like the iced coffee in the morning. I like iced coffee in the morning more than I like hot coffee, but I've been drinking hot coffee when it's really cold. But like in the summer, I definitely like iced coffee. So I hadn't bought that for a while. So I bought the 2 bottles of iced coffee, and then I bought 2 bottles of the low sodium V8 juice, and then I bought some fruit, and then, what else did I buy? I can't even remember now. Well, then I bought like 5 or 6 of these meals to like get me through the week, these like microwavable meals. And I was like, okay, I'm not gonna, cause like sometimes I'll just like go like all gung-ho and then I spend like $160 at the grocery store and I was like, I don't need to do that. And so I was like, I'm not gonna do that. And so yeah, that was that. And the fruit or the mangoes that I bought. But even then I was gonna buy like some like mixed like pineapple with blueberries, or you know, like watermelon and melon and stuff like that. And I was like, you always buy that stuff and then you let it go bad. And so I was like, don't do it this time, you know, see how you do with the melon, or see how you do with the mango, to see if you like eat the mango. And if you eat the mango, then next week you can get some more fruit. And even then, like all this stuff that I bought at the grocery, I mean, it came to like, it was like $80. I was like, oh my God, like what? I didn't like hardly buy anything at the grocery, and it was like $80, you know? But if you split that, you know, over 2 meals a day over the course of, you know, 5 or 6 days, like, I mean, that's still affordable compared to going out to eat, you know, doing all this kind of stuff. It's expensive to go out to eat. I mean, it's crazy expensive these days to go out to eat. Yeah, everything is real expensive these days. So my Starbucks is definitely a treat that I enjoy. But, you know, I have to say, it's interesting. Like, Joanne sent me those K-Pods of the blueberry cinnamon crumble. And I think it was Joanne. Maybe it was Allison. I feel bad because I said Joanne, but if it was Allison, so it's Joanne or Allison. Whoever it was, thank you so much. I appreciate it. But I think it was Joanne, though. And, like, I was telling Alex about it today. I said, this coffee is unbelievable. And he said, have you tried it yet? I said, well, yeah, I just told you it was unbelievable. Yeah, I tried it yesterday, and I tried it. I had a cup this morning. And the thing is like, now I'm kind of like, since I've been drinking coffee from home so much, I've kind of switched. Like, I kind of almost prefer making coffee at home versus going through Starbucks or something like that, you know? Like, it's a special treat. Like, I like getting this, but at the same time, like I said, it's kind of like a, what was the word I used? A desired necessity. Like, I made it a necessity over time, and, you know, didn't need that at all. So I don't know. And that's kind of how I was when I, like, started saving money. I was like, when Tanya and I, we would go to Walmart or, like, Meijer, you know, 3 times a week, and I would go in, literally I would go in, and, you know, I would be like, okay, I need to buy deodorant and fabric softener or something, right? And what is that? $3 and, you know, $5 or something, so $8 total. And we would walk around, and I'd buy a paperback, and I'd buy some new body wash that I wanted to try that smelled like flowers or something, you know. And then I'd buy, Tanya yesterday was so funny because her husband Eric and my husband Alex are, like, obsessed with TikTok, so they just watch TikTok all the time. Tanya was like, I said, what are you doing? She's like, she said something about, like, I'm sitting here because Eric's driving me crazy watching these TikToks. She goes, and I didn't realize that Miley Cyrus song Flowers is on TikTok so much. But she was like, if I hear that TikTok Miley Cyrus Flowers song one more time, I'm going to lose my mind. So anyway, and then she told me about some meme she posted on Facebook. She thought it was so funny. She always thinks the stuff she posts on Facebook is so clever and funny. So anyway, so, you know, we would go, and I would, like, buy, you know, some new body wash that I wanted to try, and then I'd buy, like, a paperback book, and then depending on the season, if it was summer, I'd buy something for my yard, you know. I'd buy, like, 4 packets of seeds, thinking I was going to start this, you know, garden extraordinaire, and then I'd buy, you know, I just always something, you know, candle, and before the end of it, like, we would, like, loop all the way through Meijer, you know, candle, a new pillow, something for the bed, a Champion t-shirt, a pair of socks, you know, a couple snacks, and a couple new K-Pods, and before you know it, I'm $100 poorer than I was when I walked in there for deodorant and fabric softener, and half the time I'd walk out, I'd be like, oh damn, I forgot to get deodorant and fabric softener. Remind me tomorrow, Tanya, when we go through there. And then we go through there 2 days later, you know, and I spend another $100. And it was $300 that I would spend going through Walmart or Meijer, when really what was enjoyable, I think, was just being with my friend shopping. That was really just what I loved, you know. And it was like, you know, it wasn't like I was spending, you know, $1,000 on something. It was like I was going into the Meijer and I was buying, you know, or the Walmart, and I was buying a candle here that was, you know, a couple bucks, or, you know, Halloween decoration. The little things that made me happy. All those little things made me happy. But the reality was, I realized over a period of time, like, I didn't need those things, you know. And then I would get home, and the bag would sit on the kitchen counter, and I would take the candle out, and I would put it up in the cabinet, and I would take the Halloween decoration out, and I'd save it for Halloween and whatever. But, like, I would never really, like, use that stuff fully. And so it was like, well, why am I buying this stuff, you know? Like, am I just getting that instantaneous joy over buying this stuff? Like, I don't need it, right? You know? And so it's like the same thing happens when I go buy like treats and stuff. It's so funny because I think it was Tracy that said this either on my vlog or something, but it's just like, I don't know why this comment like hit home so hard because it's so true. She said, when I was talking about the food that I eat, maybe it was on the video, the Peter Does Stuff video, but Tammy watches over here too, I know, and she comments on my Twitter and stuff, but she said something to the effect, or the fact of like, has anybody ever told you that you eat like a teenager when his parents are out of town? And I was like, oh my God, that's like so true. Like I really do, right? But the thing is like sometimes when I go to the gas station or the grocery store or it stopped. Sometimes when I go to the gas station or the grocery store or whatever, like I overbuy, you know, like I'll buy this, I'll buy, you know, peanut butter Reese's covered pretzels, and then I'll buy, you know, this, and then I'll buy this peanut butter and this peanut butter, and then I get home and I've got like all this stuff and I'm like, okay, but I was gonna start eating healthy tomorrow, like, and I can't possibly eat all this crap tonight, right? And that's like what I do. I think that also is part of being an unhealthy eater and gorging myself, and I don't know, it's just, yeah, there's a lot of that, you know, and just having crap around that I don't need to have. But I have to tell you, I can remember, it was probably about 2 or 3 weeks of going to the Meijer with Tanya, and because we kind of stopped going. She went to the Walmart the other night, and she said, I can't believe I went to the Walmart. She's like, I haven't been to the Walmart in a long time without you. There was something there that she wanted to get that they didn't have at Meijer, so she went to the Walmart. But she was real frustrated because she had to scan all of her stuff and she didn't have me to scan it with her. So anyway, she loves the Meijer because the Meijer people, they all know her because she goes there so much. And they always, she's like, they always ask me, where's your boyfriend tonight? And so when she's there, no matter what time of night, they'll open a lane and scan it for her. What is this dog doing? There is like a random dog in our yard. Hey, honey. You okay? Where's your people? Hold on just a second. He's not, there's nobody there. He's just got a collar on though. Hold on. Okay, I started walking up to the dog and then the dog like started barking crazy at me. So I kind of backed up and then it like ran off in between these two houses over there. So I hope she's okay. I think it's a she, not a he. I hope she's okay. But she has a collar on and everything, so I don't know where she went. I couldn't see. I kind of like looked for a second. I mean, it's dead silent in here. There's no cars or anything coming around, so hopefully she belongs to somebody around here and somebody will find her. Anyway, if she comes back around here again, I'll see. She like started going crazy though when I like walked towards her. She like, I mean, aggressively barked at me, and I was like, okay, like I like backed up a little bit. So what was I saying? Oh, so I was talking about like with Tanya and I, it was like 2 or 3 weeks, and when that like we were going to the Meijer, and I don't remember what I was saying exactly, but this is the last point that I remember. That kind of freaked me out a little bit, honestly. Like I was like, hey honey, how are you? And she was like, whoo, whoo. I was like, oh my God. So anyway, it was like 2 or 3 weeks of Tanya and I going to the Meijer, and you know, I would go in for deodorant and I would buy deodorant, and I don't remember like where I heard this, if it was Dave Ramsey, because I had like read the Dave Ramsey book, like parts of the book, like Total Money Makeover, and I had read like, you know, parts of Rich Dad Poor Dad at that point, and you know, all that kind of stuff. And there was another thing that I had read that's like, you know, what do you want and what do you need? And like when you're holding it like in a store, like you have to ask yourself, is this a want or is this a need? And so I was like really practicing that like in my life, and really saved me a lot of money. And so, so anyway, we were in like the Meijer one night, and Tanya, we're coming out of the Meijer, and Tanya said, is that all you got? Like this deodorant? And I was like, yeah. And she goes, you haven't been buying anything lately. And I was like, no. And I said, I'm trying to like not buy things unless I absolutely need them. And you know, she had her cart full, but she always goes buy groceries like late at night and whatever. And she said, so what are you doing? And I was like explaining it to her, and she's like, oh, okay. And, you know, I've kind of done that ever since. And, there have been things that now I will say, like, if I go, like, I look at things for a period of time, you know, like, you know, I looked at like a new Keurig for a really long time, which is why I'm so grateful that Lucy sent that to me. That was so nice. Like, I really like look at things for a long period of time. The Amazon, I will say, the Amazon is not healthy for me. The Amazon, I love the Amazon Prime. And by the way, my gratitude notebooks did not come today. They were supposed to come by, well, they're supposed to come by 11 o'clock tonight, so maybe they'll still come. But I ordered 3 notebooks that have the spiral at the top of them. They're like the 6x8 or whatever, you know, the smaller ones, like this big. So whenever they come is when I will start my gratitude notebook. Let me know if you're going to do it in the comment section below. But anyway, that was a huge way of me starting to save money. And I started doing that not just with going to the Meijer, but like going all kinds of places, you know, and it was a really good way for me to save money because I would find myself, like, whenever I picked up anything at the store, like asking myself, like, is this a want or is this a need? You know, like, I mean, when I went grocery shopping, it's not like I'd pick up a bag of chips always and be like, do I want this or do I need this? I mean, I didn't need a bag of chips, right? I mean, I think that falls under always the want category. But, if I was getting like 3 bags of chips, I didn't need 3 bags of chips. You know, maybe I only wanted a bag of chips, and so I only needed 1 bag of chips, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like, and so it really limited what I was spending and things like that. And it really cut down a lot of what I was spending. And that was where I was able to start, you know, once that debt was paid off, to start saving money and things like that. That really helped, though, a lot. And even to this day, like, if I go to the Meijer or something with like Tanya Jean, like I'm not that person that I used to be where I go to the store. I mean, I'm not going to say that there hasn't been moments, because there has. But like, I have to say, like, when people ask me, they'll be like, oh, let's go to, where did Caroline want to go the other day? She was like, it's the place that's next to, like, TJ Maxx, the home place. Anyway, she was like, should we go in there or is it packed? And it was, like, packed, the parking lot. I was like, it's going to be really packed, so we didn't go in there. But, like, that place is, like, hard for me because they have, like, so many candles and so much this and so much that. And I was like, if I go in there, like, I'm just going to, like, buy, like, you know, potpourri and sprays and candles and whatever. Like, that's another place that I have to be kind of, like, careful with that stuff. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, it's, I have to be careful with my, you know, spending habits, because I can be somebody that falls right into that very quickly. You know, that's something that's come up on inventory that I've talked to my sponsor about, you know, over time. But to this day, like, when I go into stores and whatever, you know, typically if it's something that that is pricey, or that's something that, you know, is gonna cost me a little bit of money, like, I look at it for like a long time, you know. Like, sometimes I even have like tabs open on my computer where I'll look at it and 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 I'll think to myself, like, you know, like, do I really want this? Do I really want this? And then, you know, finally, like, I'll close out the tab and I'll be like, no, I don't really want this. You know, I really, for a long time, like, here's a good example. Oh, it's going out of focus. For a long time, I don't know if you guys will remember this, but my neighbor came home one day and he had those Hoka shoes on, and I really liked those Hoka shoes. Back in the day, that's something that I would have just gone online, got inside, and like ordered, like, just like that. I would have just got my size, ordered them online, they would have come the next day. So I was like, I looked them up online and I found the ones I liked. They had them in my size and whatever, but those are expensive shoes. I started talking to people. I had the tab open on my computer, I mean, for like probably 2 weeks, if not more. And I mean, I started talking to people. I had, you know, people that I know from my meetings and stuff like that that I would see, and they always had the shoes on, and I'd say, like, what do you think? Oh, I love them. They're so comfortable, blah, 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 whatever. You'll never need another shoe, like walking shoe and all this kind of stuff. But then I would go in my closet and I'm like, you already have like 8 pairs of sneakers that you don't wear. Like, why are you going to buy another pair of sneakers, you know, because this is the end all pair of sneakers. And I'm not saying that I'm never going to buy a pair of them, but the more I looked at them and they were so expensive, I just was like, one day I just closed out the tab. I was like, you don't need these. Just because you have them doesn't mean you're going to start walking 5 miles a day. Okay. And I think that, like, sometimes I like romanticize the purchase, if that makes sense. Like, I think, well, if I have this and this is what it's going to look like in my life, which is so ridiculous, right? It's like, oh, if you have this, then you're going to be like walking all the time. You're going to be super active. Well, you've got, you know, 6 to 8 pairs of sneakers upstairs. Go put one of those on first and see if you're walking. And then if you really are start walking, then you can buy the Hokas. But You know, and there's been other things like that, I mean, and not things that are $207, some things that are $20 or $30. And I think, is this something that I really want? Do I really need this? You know, whatever. And so I asked myself a lot about that. And, you know, I think it's important for me to, I don't know. The other thing is I used to like, I would buy things, I mean, this is years ago, you guys, but like I would buy something and I would buy like it in quantity, like not like all at once, but like if I bought something and I liked it, then I would go back the next week and I would get like something similar to that. And even if it was really expensive, I would get something similar to that. And then like maybe a month later, something else similar to that. And today I don't do that. Today, like if I have something that I buy that I really like, and if it's like, you know, let's just say if it's something nice, like my messenger bag is really nice, I really like it, I have used the hell out of that messenger bag. Like, I mean, I take that thing with me everywhere I go. I use it all the time. I love it. And, you know, the other day I was like, oh, I was kind of like looking at some bags online and stuff, and I immediately closed out the tabs. I was like, you do not need another bag. There is no reason that you need another bag right now. Would I like another bag? Sure. But do I need another bag? No. There's no reason why I need another bag, you know? And for me, you know, like Alex and I, a couple years ago, decided that instead of like doing all this stuff, that we were going to start trying to spend our money, you know, like save our money and spend it on, you know, experiences and traveling and stuff like that. And that's what we would like to do, you know, and I don't know. And the other thing is, too, it's like people, this is an interesting question that I get. People will say things like, okay, I did a video. I can't remember what the video was, but it was in the kitchen. And somebody said, like, dude, you need a major remodel on that kitchen. Like, it is, like, old or something like that. And I was like, do you think that we don't know that? Like, our condo is nice. Like, we have a nice condo, but it's old. Like, I know that, right? Like, we need to have, I mean, you think I don't want granite countertops or cement countertops and, you know, new cabinetry. I mean, I want all of that. Right? That's expensive. Like that stuff, even if you hire an affordable contractor to come in and do that stuff, because Alex and I don't know how to do that stuff. Even for us, like, you know, a lot of people will ask, like, are you still doing the remodel on the house and all this kind of stuff? Yes. The plan is to start with the basement. Because it's the most, like, we were talking to Caroline about it. It's the most realistic thing to do because we're going to build out another bathroom in the we only have, like, well, you have the bathroom downstairs, but it's basically a powder room because there's no shower down there. So then we're going to build, we have the full bathroom upstairs, and then we're going to build a bathroom in the basement, which will also be for a guest when they come to stay. But that bathroom, which will be right next to the laundry room, we're going to enclose the laundry room and put a bathroom in there because there's another condo in here that did the same thing. And then that will have like a full stand-up shower in it and all that kind of stuff, right? Then we're going to close that off, and then there'll be another entrance into the basement, and then that will be like a full room with like an L-shaped couch and all that kind of stuff. And I'll probably put my workspace down there. Well, for us, look, my neighbor's light just went on. They're like talking. I'm gonna see if... Hey! Hey, did you see that dog?
What?
There's like a dog with a collar walking around. Did you see it?
Just now?
Yeah, it like ran over that way, but it's like a big dog. It's like a yellow lab or something. Looks older.
He's been going ballistic. He must have saw that back.
Well, I like started walking up. It's a she, I think. I started walking up to her,
Yeah?
and she got real, like, aggressively started barking with me, or at me.
Just now?
Yeah, so if you see her, I know you're going to walk the full circle, so.
Yeah. Huh.
Thanks for watering our tree.
An older dog that lives down by the gate, or the station, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
They just let it kind of walk around.
What kind of dog is it?
Probably about a 100-pound dog. Kind of furry, blondish.
Yeah, this one's blonde. I don't know that I would say it's furry. I know the one you're talking about. I think it gets free a lot.
Yeah. That's not that one.
Mm-mm.
Is that what you're saying? It's not that one?
No. All right.
He smelled something. He was going ballistic.
Well, she was right there. That's where I like went and like tried to talk to her. She's got a big blue collar on her, so she obviously is like somebody's dog from around here.
Yeah.
All right, have a good walk.
We'll see it.
So anyway, and then that's going to be like when you walk down the stairs, that will be like a door that you walk into. This other condo in here, like they did exactly what we want to do, and it looks beautiful. And so then you walk in, and when you walk in, it'll be the bathroom, and then there'll be a door on the other side of the bathroom that will be the laundry room. So the laundry room will be separate, but it'll like go boom, boom, right? And so, and then the bathroom will have 2 doors, so that somebody that's like in, and then the stairs will just go right down, like big stairs go right down into our basement. And then if you're in our basement, like if we have a guest that's staying down there, they can go right into the bathroom. Like they don't have to come out and go in, if that makes sense. The reason that we're going to do the basement first is it only makes sense, like if we're going to do the kitchen next. Well, first of all, we can't have people do the bathroom without us having another bathroom to use, like a shower and things for taking showers and for Alex to get ready for work and things like that, right? Number one. Number two, for me to have like a workspace for YouTube, we have to be able to, like, I have to have a workspace that I can like close the door and it not be silent, or it be silent, if that makes sense. I mean, I can't just, you know, like be like right on the other side of the kitchen while people are like, you know what I mean? So it only makes sense to do the basement first. That's kind of a massive project when you're talking about pricing of like coming down and putting drywall down and putting flooring down and, you know, sealing off rooms and putting a full bathroom in, whatever. That's a pricey project, okay? And then the next project we're probably gonna do is the upstairs bathroom, so that then we can have like another bathroom, and then the kitchen, and then repaint and do everything in the rest of the condo. And then the condo will be the way that we want it to be. We kind of want to take out parts of the kitchen if we can do that, so it's more of an open space concept if we do that. But that's kind of our plan. The problem is all of that is very expensive, and you know, we're still kind of like saving money to see like what we can afford when, and talking to different contractors to see what's really realistic for us and things like that. And being that we're going to do the basement first, I mean, that's a pretty expensive part of what we want to do. So yes, we are still wanting to do the condo. I mean, our ideal plan, our dream plan would be over the next 5 years, let's say, would be to get this condo. I mean, we don't plan to sell this condo ever. Would be to get this condo exactly how we want it to be, you know, and have it look inside and, you know, exactly how we want it to be, and, you know, a great living space, and we can have guests come and stay in the basement and stuff like that. Because right now it's hard, you know, if somebody stays over, they sleep on the couch, which rarely ever happens. But then, you know, like if Alex's mom wanted to stay here, she could stay in the basement and have her own space or whatever, you know what I mean? Or a friend that was visiting from out of town, and then they would have their own bathroom and things like that. So we want to make the condo exactly what we want, and then you know, eventually maybe also, I don't know, like get a place in Miami. That's really been put way back on the back burner at this point, you know. So that was our plan, you know, going into 2022, but you know, that we were going to start looking at that, but you know, other things happened. So we're taking it slow, and at this point, that's not necessarily, you know, our main priority or our goal. And you know, like hopefully that will happen someday, but we don't know when that will happen. So that's kind of where we're at with all of that. And yeah, I mean, we know the areas of like Miami that we would like to be. It's expensive to be in Miami, you know, and that's not something that you just like write a check, you know. I don't know what people think, like, you know, like we do okay and we're secure and things like that, but it's not like, I mean, by any means that I have, you know, tons of money sitting in the bank. Like, I mean, it's just, that's not the story. And so, you know, I wish I, you know, won the lottery and I could redo everything. And, you know, I mean, I would love to like move into a hotel with Boo Radley for 6 weeks, you know, or I don't know, some, you know, Hampton Suites or something, I don't know, and, you know, move in for 6 weeks or 8 weeks or whatever and have the whole house redone, and we just walk in and it's like, boom, it's like different house, you know what I mean? Like, I would love that. And then like, oh, and we also bought a condo in Florida, you know, but that's not our reality. And so I don't know. It's interesting, like I watched that 9 Perfect Strangers, and I don't want to like ruin anything for anybody, but there was a character on there that like had a lottery win, and it really, in the discussions of it, it makes you think, you know, about like, really, if you did have this free fall of cash, like, would it really change your perspective on life and things like that? And I really think it would, you know, on some level. It would make you look at things. I mean, I'm sure that there's a lot of great things that come with it, obviously, but in the same way, it's like, I think that it would also make you maybe appreciate less the things that you have, and all of that. So yeah. I was only planning to get on here and vlog for like 15 or 20 minutes tonight because I just didn't have a lot to talk about. Then we talked about all kinds of things. So, yeah. So anyway, I'm going to get off here now, and I'm going to go inside and get this uploaded. And I think Alex and I, he's either going to go to bed early or we're going to watch a movie. And I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing Sunday and that you are getting rejuvenated, refreshed, renewed, and relaxed for the week ahead. Spirit fingers. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. And remember these 3 very important things. 1, you can start your day over whenever you want, or your week if you need to. Don't forget that. Tomorrow is Monday. If you need to start your day over, your week over, you can go. I'm going to start my week over. 2, practice random acts of kindness, but shh, don't tell anyone. And 3, most importantly, make sure that you reach out to somebody and let them know how much they mean to you. You'll be putting a smile on their face, making them feel, maybe you'll be putting, I don't know, maybe they're bitter, Susan, nothing that you'll do will be putting a smile on their face, but it's worth a try. Making them you might be putting a smile on their face, cheering them up, making them happy, and improving their day, right? So anyway, and also be kinder to one another, love one another a little bit more, and be kinder and love yourselves a little bit more. And I love you guys so much, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya. Oh, and for those that need to hear it, and those that want to hear it, and those that just happen to stick around, one more I love you. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love you. Happy birthday, Lena.